After a slumberous start, Raglan roared to life.
So he's going to go big, you know that. He throws the air. Unbelievable. Sticks the landing.
A 10-point ride.
And New Zealand delivered champions that sent shockwaves through the surfing world.
Carissa Moore has an oncoming section. She floats it.
For the first time since becoming a mom, Carissa Moore showcased backhand excellence in her return to the top of the podium.
This is for the moms that never stop dreaming.
In the men's draw, Italo Ferreira rose above the rest as he unleashed his full arsenal of goofy foot prowess.
Italo Ferreira, your new world number one.
Bienvenidos a Punta Roca. The 2026 World Surf League Championship Tour returns to El Salvador and Surf City's most famous cobblestone point break.
Hey. Whoa!
Come on now!
Make it.
Will the fresh faces ignite a mid-season campaign to get back in the postseason race? Or will the veterans continue their resounding revival? Imagine what's next at the 2026 Surf City El Salvador Pro presented by Corona Cero. Buenos dias, everybody, and welcome to El Salvador here at Punta Roca for the Surf City El Salvador Pro presented by Corona Cero. Gabriel Medina's here, fired up. He's been lighting up this wave on his backhand over the last couple of days. Lakey Peterson said, let's go already. She loves this venue, along with Joao Gianca waxing off, Ramsey booking him first heat of the morning, and the man of the hour, local hero Bryan Perez has been giving us some thoughtful takes on the forecast. One of the best we've been handed at this event in the last few years. Jack Robinson went in the rails. Had an all-CT practice day yesterday, as you guys might have seen online, and Jack is more than ready to try to pick up his world title campaign here in Central America, La Libertad, El Salvador. Check out the waves that we have here on opening day on Friday morning. It is absolutely pumping, and it's looking like it'll be nonstop throughout this waiting period. All signs showing we are going to have a massive day today of competition. Thanks for being with us, Joe Turpel, Mitchell Salazar, and Jesse Starling. Jesse, your first trip here to El Salvador. How have the last few days been for you?
Oh, so good. The waves have been absolutely cooking since the moment I landed here. So just been surfing, getting to know the wave and the place a little bit. The people are incredible, honestly. Like, I just love how quickly they are to welcome you into the community here. But I've been loving it. It's warm. I'm a tropic girl. I love it, so I'm happy here.
Fantastic, Mitchell. We lean on you a lot when we come here. You represent Mazatlan, but also Latin America. I loved hearing your voice at the press conference, welcoming everybody. Means a lot for you to have a CT at this level where everyone's speaking Spanish and having a good time.
100%, and obviously the representation goes a long way too, but more importantly, the quality of the wave that we have right here. The last 2 years has really been showcased the way that we've wanted it to, and I think 26 is going to be the same exact replica of that, Joe.
Mitchell, give us an idea of where we're sitting in the world. We just came from New Zealand, which was incredible to have Raglan on tour for the first time at the CT level, and then we flew across to Central America. We're bordering Honduras and also Guatemala. A nice long section of coast that hugs the Pacific Ocean. Right here, we're posted up in La Libertad.
Yeah, about 40 minutes away from the airport right here in San Salvador, Punta Roca, one of the best right-hand point breaks in the world. Usually you want that offshore wind. It's light typically from the north, but I mean, we're talking about one of the longest point breaks in Central America. Swell, south-southwest, and interestingly enough, Joe, this is actually the same swell that we saw over there at Raglan in New Zealand, sitting right now here in the Pacific Ocean in Central America. And we talk about the different takeoff sections. There's plenty of ways to do it over here at Punta Roca, but more importantly, the takeoff point is typically all the way up the point. So you're looking at Mama Roca over there. It's a big rock that really stands out, especially on a low tide, which we will be having at about noon today. The cool thing about this place is that there's several sections where you can take off. There's several sections where you can score excellent points too. I feel like we might be seeing that later today.
Yeah, long rides, and the surfers on tour sharing a wave here, and it might have been a little strategic, perhaps, because they know the contest is starting really soon. Alyssa Spencer and Tia Zabrowski still riding. Jesse, you've been here for a few days. You've seen a lot of the world's best warming up. You've been out there as well. For Tia, this wave could feature a lot of her strengths.
Oh, absolutely. It feels like this is kind of a lot of the events for a good chunk of people where they need a result at this point. Finally, Tia got that breakthrough heat win over at New Zealand, but for her to come here, she's on her forehand. She's been absolutely ripping the last few days. It feels like, okay, let's shake it off and rip into a good result here for Tia.
Well, Surfline, thanks so much. We love forecasts that look like this. Knowing that we'd be starting really quickly today on Friday. There's been a little talk, Mitch, about maybe some dicey winds tomorrow, but even locals are saying, hey, wake up and check it just in case.
Yeah, and you see those purple blobs. That's usually good when those south swells come all the way from New Zealand and it pushes up here to this part of the Pacific Ocean. I'm a huge fan of seeing those purple blobs, knowing that you're going to get waves for a long period of time. And the best thing about these swells is that they're long period too. So there's good time in between sets. You're knowing that they're usually clean, 8 to 10 feet on the faces, both in the morning and in the afternoon. And luckily, slight onshore this afternoon. It's going to be slightly side shore. That's not bad here at the point though, Joe.
I like it. Plenty of size in the surf. Maybe a little dicey wind tomorrow, the next day. But then things really clean up. That really strong reinforced south-southwest will continue for the remainder of the waiting period. Bryan Perez said himself, he's like, I'm so happy the world will get to see what this point break is really all about. We got a couple of days last year, but this has got to be one of the better forecasts we've had on paper for Punta Roca, Jesse.
Oh, absolutely. And for me, usually this event is on when I'm sleeping. So to be able to watch it and the waves are pumping, it's such a cool moment to just enjoy this wave and in all its glory. The free surfs, I know I mentioned it, but they've just been incredible to watch. We got to broadcast some of that free surf yesterday, but it's been back to back, like day after day after day of really good waves so far.
Let's talk about who's in and who's out. Some big news, unfortunately, for Jordy Smith, who won't be able to defend his title here at Punta Roca, forcing him to withdraw. But kind of some magical moments for South Africa, because that brought up Matthew McGillvray, who made the final with Jordy here last year. So we're going to see Matty back in the jersey here at Punta Roca. Bryan Perez once again into his 5th consecutive wild card representing his home break, and a new name entering the CT, Melvin Ayala, winning the trials yesterday. The 18-year-old had an emotional victory in the trials over some of his best friends in the area, and once again the powerful and very heat-savvy Kirra Pinkerton in the draw again for the women.
Yeah, with the waves we have on offer right now, Kirra Pinkerton is definitely going to be hard to beat. But Matthew McGillvray, as you said, last year it had been 40 years since we saw an all-South African final on tour once again. And Matt, I mean, deserving of it, posting multiple excellent rides. I think this wave just resembles J-Bay in a way so much that he felt right here at home. But I mean, the consistency that we talk about, surfing all the way from round 1 all the way to the final, Joe, it's hard to maintain that over a calendar week, and Matt was able to do it in fine form. Unfortunately, just came short against Jordy Smith, his fellow South African, but what a cool moment to be able to share that in the water with him.
Emotional words from both these athletes, sharing the final together, representing South Africa. Great to see Matty back in the jersey to represent once again here in the main event. The contest is getting exciting because it looks like we are on. Coming up next on Dawn Patrol, we'll talk about Carissa Moore's emotional win in Raglan. We'll be right back.
Say you're a fan, prove it. Hit up your friends or go against the world. Leave no doubt. Pick your fantasy team. There's only one champion.
Yes, everybody, a good time to check out your fantasy team. Well, you need to lock them in because we're starting this morning with round 1, so you are running out of time. Remember, it's important to pick a power surfer. That surfer gives you double points. I'm going to Mitch Salazar for some advice for you guys, for your power surfers for men and women. Mitch?
Yeah, statistically speaking, Felipe Toledo is the most dominant surfer here at this point break of all time. He's my power surfer on the men's side. On the women's side, I got to go with the OG champ here back in 22, Stephanie Gilmore. She's already won an event this year, Joe. She could go 2 for 2 right here in her finals.
Great choices. And then maybe a harder one to pick. Tier C, Jesse. What are your thoughts there?
So on the women's side, I've gone with Tia Zabrowski and Kirra Pinkerton. Kirra gives me that wild card energy that she'll go really deep in the draw. In my bracket challenge, I had her to second. And then men's, I've got Al Cleland and Luke Thompson in my Tier C.
Well, what a year it's been, especially on the women's tour. The return of the legends, the world champions against the younger guard. That's been the narrative. Lately, it's been the queens really standing up. And what a victory for Carissa Moore. Her first as a mom. But the way she did it was a reminder of John's domination at Margaret River with the amount of nines she had round after round. It was not just a convincing win, but a motivating win for Carissa to officially be in the world title race, Jess.
Oh, this was one of the best things I've ever witnessed with my own 2 eyes. Just to even see her come back as a mum, have a chair up with a beautiful baby girl, but to see the dominance that she had rolling into that, there is no doubt in my mind that she's in title contention this year. She made a big jump up all the way to 6 in the ranking. So the veterans, they're making some ground right now.
A big jump. 6 now. We can honestly talk about maybe world title number 6 for Riss now, Mitch.
100%. And once again, you know, the dominance that she showed over there. I mean, there was one heat where she was throwing away multiple excellent scores, too, which is not something that you normally see at the CT level. Those are usually counting scores for yourself. She hasn't won here, though. Can she do it? Can she go back-to-back, especially going from the backhand into the forehand right here at a point break as good as this? It has that kind of Hawaiian power that we see, Joe.
And I always feel like Carissa's always been mentally strong after a win, where when she feels that winning feeling, she can often repeat that success. She's had 2 starts in the past year, a quarterfinal and a semifinal, so still yet to make the podium, but after a win like that meant a lot to her. She's going to be one of the most dangerous in the draw.
Again, going back to the free surfs, she has been such a standout. Obviously, it's been pumping, so everyone surfs good when it's pumping, but there's been something about Carissa where her turns just look so big, so connected, and I feel like she, similar to what she was doing at Raglan, is reading this wave so beautifully. So, yeah, I see Carissa being a big threat, and who knows, I feel like when she catches fire, she really does catch fire, so it could be another big run for her.
Let's go into the short history that we've had here at Punta Roca as past champions. Mitch's power surfer, Steph Gilmore, won in 2022. That helped her make the Final 5, which then saw her win her 8th world title. Caroline Marks, back-to-back titles in 23 and 2024, and then Gabby Bryan beat Isabella Nichols last year in the final. Gabby, once again, wearing the yellow jersey this year. But the big story is, you know, we had Gabby win at the start. We've had the veterans win. But what's happened to a world champ named Caroline Marks? An extremely slow start to the season. She's really got to rely on great success at Punta Roca to move up the ranks, Mitch.
Yeah, and in her 2 victories here, she didn't post a single excellent score any time throughout those 2 events in 23 and 24. She did beat Gabby Bryan in the final in 24, though. I mean, we're talking about somebody who's on the backhand, one of the most dominant surfers on the planet in the history of professional surfing. She needs to get going, though. I mean, 4 events in, you're outside of the top 10 right now. This is your event right here, number 5. You got to get things going right here, considering the size of the waves, too. This is perfect, knowing that she goes to lowers quite often when she's at home in San Clemente, a wave that resembles the right-hander over there. I feel like she's got a good chance to go all the way here, Joe.
Caroline always looking happy here. One thing to note, though, she did finish World runner-up last year. She's been seeded in round 2 for the start of the season. Now she's dropped down to round 1, where she'll face the wildcard, Kirra Pinkerton.
That's a hard first draw as well. Kirra has been surfing so good, and I feel like she is definitely one of those wild cards whose surfing really does suit this wave. She's so powerful. So they're both probably evenly matched when it comes to power, but being a goofy footer, similar to what we saw for the regular footers at Raglan, you're going to have to bring variety to really get a one-up on those really hard rail cards of the natural footers out here.
An important wave for Caroline after she took a long break from the tour. She decided to come back to her first event on tour to El Salvador. She got a 3rd, went on to do well in the back half into her world title the following season. So it's a happy hunting ground. We'll see if she can really step up this year in 2026 at Punta Roca. We'll take a short break. Coming up next on Dawn Patrol, we see this man, Italo Ferreira, back to world number 1. More on Italo coming up, and Gabe Medina, the rest of the storm. Flashing back to Raglan, New Zealand, we saw Italo Ferreira fire up big combinations on his front side and was able to win his first event of the season, Jesse.
Oh, I mean, Italo just went crazy. I feel like he did easily 20-30 airs this entire competition and taking down big names. I mean, he got Yago Dora in the semi-finals and everyone was kind of picking Yago to take it all the way. So as soon as he defeated him, the trophy was pretty much his, and he had such an incredible speech dedicating that win to his son, so it's lovely to have him on top.
And then just the other day, we heard a statement from Italo saying that he had a surf session in El Salvador and got run over, suffered a deep cut to his knee that required 8 stitches. He said he's been treated pain-free. He's been monitored by the medical team. He's happy that everything is under control. He's all just focusing on his recovery and making sure that he'll be ready to push forward in this event. So a little hiccup for a guy like Italo who feels no pain, and we're hoping that he'll be solid enough to compete. And the good news for him, having a high seed, he's got today off, so he can he can have some great time to heal. Hey, look at this guy, Tanner Gudauskas, joining us here for stop number 5 of the season, a CT shredder, one of our favorite goofy footers joining us. Tanner, so good to see you, my friend.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited. The surf is absolutely cranking, and it's been cranking for the last couple of days, so I'm excited to get it going.
Well, I just want to get your take on this season that we've had so far as we bring up the rankings into stop number 5. A lot of your peers that you've competed against in your lifetime are just owning the top 4 picture representing the Brazilian Storm.
It's goofy foot and it's Brazilian, and I just couldn't love it more. There's been so many crazy heats to this year. I'm thinking already like Yago and Medina, Winky, and then of course the Medina Felipe heats have been so fun to watch. So I'm sure there's gonna be fireworks going off right here.
A lot of fire there. Ethan Ewing winning an event. That was great to see. And also Felipe Toledo, who's just been quietly blowing up numbers-wise, but is still looking for his first win of the year, Jesse.
It's so crazy to me that he hasn't had his first win already this season, considering how good he's been surfing and all of these incredible moments that he's had this year. Let's think of the highest heat total already. It belongs to him for the season so far. So Felipe, for him, this is one of those places where, yeah, he probably does need a win here to keep up with the rest of the field who are slowly starting to break away. He's been a part of the conversation so much this year, so just to have already get one win under his belt, it's definitely going to be helping him going into the back half of the season.
Yeah, so fresh in his board choices as well. Mixed it up with a 2+1 from Sharp Eye and small conditions at Raglan and flared up big time. But coming to Punta Roca, he has all of his weapons as one of the best high-performance surfers on the planet. And then we switch to Griff. You know, is he in a must-win situation, Tanner, to really be involved in the world title race this year?
Yeah, but what a sweet spot for Griff. I mean, we know he loves this wave. I think he's double-finaled here. He has everything it takes to win this event. You look at him and he's got the long carve game. He's tight arcs in the pocket. He can get over the lip or do airs like this. So he's been looking incredible, him and Crosby, in the free surf days. He just looks tapped in and relaxed, and that's a dangerous place for Griffin to be operating from.
I suppose he got tested early this year, you know, with Dane Henry back at Bell's, where he started finding that magic early compared to the season before, which is a great sign for Griff.
Yeah, and it can engage you in the competitive process. When you get challenged like that right out of the gates, you know you're competing. That's what you're here to do, and Griffin looks alive and frisky, and I'm sure he's going to be bringing it today.
And it's a good take, Jesse, like you were saying. You know, as we transition to cumulative points this year, and with Pipe being the show at the end, you start going, how important is it for surfers to win their pen events? Places where they can feature their strengths, like with Felipe and also with Griff here as well.
I just feel like this is a big moment for both of those surfers to be able to just take a little bit more of a stranglehold. I mean, those top 4 surfers have a full just take on those top spots right now. So you need a win at this point to even break into that kind of equation. And this is a place for them where they kind of need to nail it. I would put Gold Coast as both of their kind of pet event as well. And they didn't really get the big result, the big win there. So this is the time for those 2 surfers right now.
Well, when you come here to Latin America, one surfer that maybe has more fans than anyone, even though he's not from El Salvador, is representing Mexico, is Al Cleveland Jr. And, you know, he's been suffering from just a really tough start to the year. You know, just waiting for heat wins. Thing is, when your seed's dropping, you're getting guys with momentum. He's got Griffin Colapinto in his first matchup in round 2, which is just a giant to take on. But with all the love that Al gets here, maybe he could create a big upset.
It's so weird, and the only solace is that he's had such gnarly heat draws this entire year that he would almost be used to coming up against those Goliath figures. And Griffin is looking good, but Al's feeling good. You know what I mean? We've been seeing him doing his thing, and when Al does his thing, he's tapping in, and that energy that he brings to the events it almost has a free surf element into the competitive scene, and we all really enjoy seeing that.
Big names, like you mentioned. Let's just think about it for Al. Medina at Bells, Medina at Margaret's, Jack Robinson on the Gold Coast, and then Colapinto back in New Zealand. So, like you said, he's had these juggernauts. However, even his wave count's been relatively low in all of those heats, Jesse. I would love to see him with a pumping forecast just to get surfing. We love watching that guy on waves.
I feel like it's so funny as competitive surfers is how quickly you can overcomplicate things, and when you do break it down, it literally is just 2 best waves of the heat, and it is so consistent out here. So I would like to hope that wave count is going to go up quite a fair bit. He's been here for a couple weeks, training with Julian Lasser. Now he's working with Snake for the event, so he's got 2 incredible coaches in his corner. So there's no more excuses to not have a great result anymore.
Looking forward to a big day for pro surfing here at Punta Roca. Ethan Ewing, always a favorite on the point break, so one on the Gold Coast, and he looks even more fired up here in Central America. We'll break down the opening round for the men right after this on Dawn Patrol. Contest is on. We talked about fantasy, picking your power surfers, but also it's a great time to play the Bracket Challenge. It's new for this year, and see all those heads on screen, all of our friends, all of our peers that we hang out with all the time. You can battle us in the Battle of the Booth Clubhouse. You can find it on worldsurfing.com or on the WSL app, and you could brag about how you're beating us, because there's a lot of people ahead of us at the moment heading into stop number 5. But yeah, the greatest pick there was Ronnie Blakey looking into the distance. Stunning stuff. The Bracket Challenge is fun because you get to actually look at matchups ahead of time. You pick who's going to win, and it sets up who might be in the final at the end of the week. JJ, you've got a clubhouse as well that you're proud of. Pretty fun to see everyone getting involved.
Yeah, it's so cool just to almost, it kind of builds this big family. I love fantasy. I'm a massive Bracket Challenge fan too. I always do that before I pick my fantasy picks, because then you can see who's going to match up and who's not. So it's become quite religious for myself and our picks team that we have, that everyone gets it in, and we're very competitive for it as well, so it's good.
Well, contest is on. Men's round 1, also women's round 1, and men's round 2. That's the whole plan today. So a giant opening day here on Friday, but we like looking at those matchups in round 1 as well. Round 1 for the men is kind of this funky round that nobody wants to be a part of, and even some people like Morgan Siblick was calling it the trials accidentally, just because it's like these extra 4 heats that you don't want to be a part of. For Morgan, he did well in Raglan, so he's into round 2. But check out how we're kicking off the contest. Ramsey Bookham taking on Matthew McGillvray, Tanner.
Yeah, I mean, every single one of these heats is fireworks. Personally, the Ramsey-Matthew combo will be amazing to watch. That's power on power. And in the last couple of days, Eli Handyman has been looking so good, so much variety on the wave face, and he's going up against local favorite Bryan Perez, so that's going to be a hot one.
And also, Oscar Barrett going through the emotional roller coaster, being a rookie. Man, he's had some wild outcomes and some close calls to almost get his first heat win of the season. He's hoping it happens here today.
It was back-to-back buzzer beaters with Snapper and Raglan. He had the win, and then all the way up until the end of the heat, then he just lost in those dying stages. So for Oz, he hasn't had a heat win this year. For him, this is a really good matchup. I see him and Seth being really equal opponents, and I feel like if he can just clean up those tiny little decision makings, he'll easily be able to move on through and get his first heat win of the year. But then you look forward and you're like, oh my goodness, I have Gabe Medina in round 2. So it's a big thing to look forward to that next round.
And then just a great moment for Central America and El Salvador. Bryan Perez has just been the local favorite year after year, but now he's got some backup. An 18-year-old named Melvin Ayala coming out of the trials will take on rookie Luke Thompson. But as we know, Bryan's got a huge reputation out here, Tanner. And with a forecast looking this good, this could be his most dangerous year. He's still young, he's fired up, but he's more ready than ever to prepare for the best in the world.
I think, and too, we're ready to see it happen. He has everything he needs to do very well in this event. With the forecast that we're looking at now, he's going to be tapping in. He serves big on big waves, so it'll be exciting.
Matthew McGillvray already positioned out the back here and just getting back into the Red Bull athlete zone, seeing all of his friends and rivals. It's been a while for Matty. From making the final last year, that's one of his best results of his career. However, he still didn't have enough points to get past the cut when it was all said and done. So we missed this guy, and now he's going to have a chance against the Moroccan Ramsey on his back end. So it'll be a good contrast to kick off the morning.